Hi, and welcome to Mastermind Success. Today we are going to talk about VK dissociation, a very powerful process of NLP. So, why would you want to know about VK dissociation? Why should you care about that? Well, have you ever seen something or remembered an image, a picture, which triggered an immediate intense panic response? What about the flashback of a traumatic event that came back suddenly and put you in a miserable state? Would you be interested in learning a technique to control your response? How about something you remember that made you feel very uncomfortable? Wouldn't it be useful to learn a technique that allows you to separate the feeling and the image, so you can see the image, dissociate from the feelings, and choose your response instead of reacting unconsciously? That is what VK dissociation can do for you. What is VK dissociation? What is it really? VK dissociation means visual kinesthetic dissociation. It's an NLP technique that allows you to separate a mental image from the feelings associated with that image. The VK dissociation is just a short visualization. When do I use it? Well, it's up to you, but anytime a mental image or flashback gives you an intense negative feeling. The VK dissociation is very effective in case of phobic response or panic. How does it work? Usually, when we remember a traumatic event and something that gives us negative feelings, we usually see the image as if we were in the scene right here, right now, in the moment. We see the scene happening through our own eyes, as if we were there, looking at the scene. Therefore, we get the full-blown response with intense feelings of panic or distress. The VK dissociation works on the principle that instead of looking through your own eyes, you step outside the picture, outside of your body, and see yourself in the scene as if you were watching at a movie screen, with you on the screen while being sitting in the theater. The simple fact of seeing yourself in the picture dissociates you from the feelings attached to that scene, and also gives you an observer perspective that allows you to learn from that situation instead of reacting unconsciously. This gives you choice on how to act, what to learn from that experience, instead of purely reacting. So instead of seeing the scene happening through your own eyes, as if you were there looking at the scene, you see yourself in the scene as if you were an observer. How do I do it? Well, very simple. First, just practice with something that is not too strong, not a major trauma. This is just for you to get used to the technique. So, first bring to mind a scene where you felt uncomfortable, uneasy. Good. Now notice that you are looking at this scene through your own eyes. Is that right? I bet it is. The only way to have a feeling about something, an experience, a scene, or an event, is to see that event or scene as if we were there right here, right now, looking at it through our own eyes. Now, just imagine that you are stepping out of your body, floating above your body, and looking at the scene and seeing yourself in the scene, like if you were a fly on the wall, just looking at the scene. And notice the feelings. I bet you that they either diminish or even totally disappear. Well, that's normal. You just dissociated your feelings from that visual image. So just to remind you the VK dissociation process, first, just imagine yourself floating outside your body and looking at the whole situation like if you were a fly on the wall. Next, notice that the feelings have disappeared. Then, now, what is there for you to learn from this situation or event? The learnings from which you can maintain and preserve for the future. And should a similar situation occur in the future, you will be able to act differently.